Alright everybody, it's MTG Next Door, it's Doc. I have still not watched Stitch's most recent video where he went for all the dopamines by rating his prize drawer, but I've got a prize drawer right now, and it is called a Zendikar Rising set booster box. I just got this from Challenges Games. They were very nice. They brought it out and put it in my trunk. So yeah, let's look at this. So, box is pretty nice. All I've done thus far is just take off the plastic. Looks like, okay. So that just goes there. And then things are a little jumbled here. But it looks like we've got, there's the Expedition box topper. So there's one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 of the set booster packs, which I think is the correct number. Hard to say. Yep, 30 set booster packs. That all looks good. This is all US printed, I guess. I'm really excited about Zendikar Rising. I enjoyed that pre-release I had last weekend. That was a good amount of the dopamines. So yeah, let's start having a look at this and see what we can get. So I think, of course, we have to go for the big money and see what we got here. Come on, Cavern of Souls. Come on, not one of fetch lands I just bought this year. Alright, let's see what we got. Okay, Seachrome Coast. So it looks like this is one of those fast lands. So it comes into the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer lands. Not exactly one I was hoping for. I don't have a white-blue deck that I would definitely put this in. But the art is really pretty. Look at that cool bird on top of that Hedron. Alright, not bad. Probably not one of the more expensive ones if I had to guess. But we will go for that. Alright. Let's do 3. Let's do this. Well, let's definitely do 2. We'll see if we can get through 3. So I'm interested to see how these work, because supposedly they all kind of have a theme that goes with it too. So it looks like we are starting off with a token. Yep, just a token on the back. And I guess this is I think I saw something about like they were going to have like an 8, so, or a just some straight up art. And so, I mean, that's kind of nice. And we have a very pretty swamp. Got a Drana Silencer, so 5 and a black for a 3/2 rogue. When Drana Silencer enters the battlefield and opponent control, target creature and opponent controls get -X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures in your party. A Highborn Vampire. Oh my god, I think this is going to be a vampire one. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yep, this is looking like a vampire one. Well, or a black rogue one. Hard to say. Let's see. We got a Namana Skydancer. So this is 2 and a blue for a 2/1 human rogue, flash flying. When Namana Skydancer enters the battlefield, target opponent mills 2 cards. Not bad. Not awesome, but not bad. Malakir Blood Priest. When Malakir Blood Priest enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures in your party. So basically a Malakir Blood Witch, but a little bit toned down. We got uncommon. Roiling Regrowth. 2 and a green for an instant. Sacrifice a land. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle your library. That is so good in a landfall deck. Uncommon again. Skyclave Pickaxe. This is a new one. So green for a artifact equipment that when it enters the battlefield, it equips to a creature. It's got Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Not bad. We got a common. It's an alternate art. So we got a Territorial Scythe Cat. So 2 and a green for a 2/1 cat with trample. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Territorial Scythe Cat. So good in a counters deck, good in a cat deck. Got another common. Gnarled Colony. 1 in a green for a 2/2 beast. It's got kicker, and if Gnarled Colony was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample. Another common. Lisa's Zendikar. I think I've pulled this one a bunch. Enchant land. It's a 4/4 elemental with reach and haste. It's still a land. When enchanted land dies, return that card to its owner's hand. Alright, we got a rare. Okay, this is an interesting one. I remember looking at this briefly. So this is Phylath, World Sculptor. 4 green red for a legendary creature elemental. It's a 5/5. When Phylath, World Sculptor enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each basic land you control. So this is kind of looking like an Avenger of Zendikar. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target plant you control. Yeah, this is basically a changed up Avenger of Zendikar. I don't know. That could be a really good commander for a landfall deck. I might have to think about that. So I am not unhappy with that. We got a common here. It is a foily Spitfire Lagak. And that's that. Alright. Yeah, let's see if we can do this to make under 7 minutes. We did that one pretty quick here. Alright, we got a cat token, which is always a good thing. Never have too many. Oh, alright. And it looks like our foil is going to be a dual modal land. Alright, that art's pretty cool. Ooh, a foily full art forest. I gotta say, these full art and Zendikar lands are really just, I feel like they really brought their game up on this one. So, yeah. Alright, looks like we're going green as the theme here. So, Dauntless Survivor, 1 in a green for a human warrior. When Dauntless Survivor enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Grotag Bugcatcher, 1 in a red for a 1/2 Goblin Warrior with Trample. Whenever Grotag Bugcatcher attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each creature in your party. So if you got a full party, he gets +4/+0, which is not bad. I do love that line, everyone grab a leg. Tajuru Snarecaster, Elf Rogue, 2 in green for a 1/4 with reach. Alright. Still in the commons. Expedition Skulker, 1 in a black for a 2/2 Vampire Rogue. Expedition Skulker has Death Touch as long as you control another rogue. Still getting commons. Tajuru Blight Blade. It's green for a 1/1 Death Toucher. That'll probably go in my Nissa deck. Uncommon. Scion of the Swarm, 3 black for a 3/3 Vampire Cleric with flying. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Scion of the Swarm. It's a little pricey, but otherwise not bad. Alright, we've got a double face modal card. So this is Kabira Takedown, 1 in a white. Kabira Takedown deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. Not a very white effect. I mean, I guess it kind of is. I usually more think of that with like red or green, but okay. And then the other side is a very pretty white that enters the bay tapped. Or bay. Enters the battlefield tapped. All right. Tuck Tuck Rubble Fort, 2 in a red for a defender reach wall that gives your creatures haste. Not bad. Uncommon. So, Rock Slide Sorcerer, 3 in a red for a 3/3 human wizard. Whenever you cast an instant, sorcery, or wizard spell, Rock Slide Sorcerer deals 1 damage to any target. That's good. That goes in a wizard deck. That one might go in my Ral deck. We'll see. Alright, looks like we got a rare. Null Priest of Oblivion. Alright. 1 in a black for a 2/1 Vampire Cleric. So I already like the CMC to make it into my Markov deck. Kicker of 3 in a black. And it's got Menace and Lifelink. So when Null Priest of Oblivion enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Good. That is a solid vampire. That is definitely going in the Vamp deck. And then we've got a Black Bloom Rogue. That's foily, so 2 in a black for a 2/3 Menace. And Black Bloom Rogue gets +3/+0 as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. And it can also be this very pretty taps for black land. Alright. That one's good. That one's going in. That's definitely deck worthy. Alright, 11 minutes. Yeah, we can do this in 4. Let's do this. Let's do this. Alright. Looks like we got another modal land. We got some more art. We got a pretty forest. We have Disenchant with some new art. I like it. We have a Territorial Scythe Cat. I already got the pretty art of this. So, already read that one this video. We got a Kazandu Nectar Pot. So 1 in a green for a 1/3 insect. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Alright. Common. Cleansing Wildfire. 1 in a red for a sorcery. Destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle their library and draw a card. So I did not initially think this was really good, but I was listening to the Command Zone podcast, and they went over this card, and they actually pointed out that this is really good for a couple things. So number 1, you can trash Maze of Ith, and you don't lose card advantage, so that's always nice. Number 2, some of those things that turn things into land, like turn your commander into land, like say Imprison in the Moon. Now you can just trash your commander, not lose card advantage, and get your commander back to the command zone. So, might start having to play this one. We'll see. Uncommon. Ooh, this is a new one. Skyclave Plunder. 4 and a blue for a sorcery. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is 3 plus the number of creatures in your party. Put 3 of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I think that's probably okay if you're playing a party deck, but we have yet to see how this whole party deck thing may work out. So, we'll see. And then, Concerted Defense. This, yeah, I think I pulled one of these already. Counter target creature spell unless its controller pays 1 plus an additional 1 for each creature in your party. Not bad in certain decks, not awesome either. Alright. Vayeen Veil. 1 in a blue, it's a modal card. Creatures your opponent control get -2/-0 until end of turn. There's a common next up. Okay, cool. And then it turns into a blue. Alright, Marasa Brute. 2 and a green for a 3/3 Troll Warrior. That's pretty much it. Looks like we got a 3rd rare. Oh, okay, I'm happy about this. I wanted to pull this. So, Skyclave Relic. 3, and it's got a kicker of 3. So it is an indestructible mana rock. When Skyclave Relic enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create 2 tap tokens that are copies of Skyclave Relic. And then you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. So it's mana fixing. It's a little bit more expensive if it's in your opening hand than, say, an Arcane Signet. But if you pay 6, then the next turn you now have... So it's technically costing 5, because you'll still have 1 that you can play. Pardon me, having a little bit of dyspepsia. You've still got one you can play, and then you can really hit the next turn. So I'm really pleased with that. Still feels like we got some extra left. Okay, we've got an extra rare. Is this a list card? No. Looks like I just pulled 2 rares in this pack. All right, well, that's cool. So, Confounding Conundrum. 1 and a blue for an enchantment. This one's kind of nasty. Command Zone was also talking about this. So, when Confounding Conundrum enters the battlefield, draw a card. When a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, if that player had another land enter the battlefield under their control this turn, they return a land they control to its owner's hand. So basically, this is an anti-ramp spell. So you put this out, and somebody, I don't know, Mr. A casts Cultivate. Well, he either puts the land from the Cultivate on the battlefield, or he doesn't get to play a land that turn. So this really holds people back. This is good, because it only affects everybody else. Oh, crikey, and a mythic. Whoa! So we have a foily mythic. And this card is sweet. So I saw this one during previews, and I was hoping I was going to pull this one. So we got Seagate Restoration. 4 blue, blue, blue for a sorcery. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. So you can really knock it out. And then you've got Seagate Reborn. As Seagate Reborn enters the battlefield, you may pay 3. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. So early on mana fixing, you can put it out, you can get the mana. Later you can bounce the land back to your hand, it'll come back, turn into this, and then you can actually cast this. So if you've got, it's a little bit pricey. It's not like the most it's not like the best card draw unless you already have a good number of cards in your hand. But if you've already got 5, then you just spent 8 to get 10. And now you don't have to worry about hand size. So, alright, I can find some decks for that. Alright, token for this one is garbage. Alright, so we got that. That was a seriously good pack. We got a mythic and 2 rares out of that pack. A foily mythic, no less. We got this guy. We got this guy. We got this guy. All right. Good stuff. Y'all stay safe.